The Queen of Granada, by M. Riff. Chapter 82, The Sunglasses. Nuria seemed to understand what Tessa said. She gave Tessa a sharp look and said firmly, "I'm serious. I had a vision." He fell down. Both Rita and the woman remained silent, clearly not too interested in Tessa's scientific explanations. Finally, the woman spoke up, "I guess we have a practical issue here. If Tobar comes back in a couple of days, we can't just stay here. We should head to Granada and send someone to retrieve the VW bus." Rita and Tessa soon joined the children in tidying up the van and packing their belongings. After Pal had packed his school bag, he carefully stowed his father's guitar in its leather case. Rosen, in pain and growing impatient, began packing her things and changed into her vibrant Roma dress, her official attire as a medicine woman. As they pushed the sliding door aside, the bright light made Rosen step back. She found Tobar's knit hat and sunglasses in a drawer, covered her eyes, and pulled the hat halfway down over the glasses. She had just set her foot on the ground when her legs wobbled under her. She was dehydrated and weakened. She had vomited continuously for several hours and had not been able to drink or eat. Standing next to her, Rita managed to grab her arm and support her to move on. Together, they headed towards the bus, hearing the sloshing of Nuria's rubber boots on the wet ground. They climbed aboard through the back door and took seats in the back. Soon, the bus started to move and cross the bridge. Rita wondered when the driver would resume his reckless driving, but it seemed he had decided to be cautious due to the brake's unreliable condition. They had been temporarily fixed with strips of an old truck tire tube. Curiously, none of the passengers, neither the locals nor the tourists, sought an alternative means of transport despite the latest risky experience. The tourists went back to reading their guidebooks or doing crossword puzzles, while the locals resumed their conversations, some even expressing boredom since they were accustomed to faster speeds. An elderly gentleman turned to Pal, who sat between Tessa and Nuria, with his guitar between his knees, resting on the floor. He looked at the guitar and asked in friendly Spanish, "Can you play a few tunes on your guitar?" Pal was unsure of what to say. He glanced at his mom, seated in the back seat, her head resting against the window frame due to a severe migraine attack. She shielded her eyes with sunglasses and her ears with a knit hat to block out sound and light. Nuria, prepared with her yellow bucket in case her mom needed it, sat beside her. Pal had a good reason not to engage in play while his mom was in this state. He hesitated and then shook his head. The man persisted, this time with a challenging tone, "Can you even play?"